All right, there we go.
All right, it's time, everybody, to get this show on the road.
We ready? Because I got my moves ready.
I'm ready. Y'all ready? Because we ready.
Good morning, DK.
Okay. Yes, you are welcome here with Financial Fun Friday and your Financial Fun Friday team. So welcome to Financial Fun Friday. I am your co-host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co-host,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
Dr. Rita B. Rowling. Yes, and she's Roland. So we also have a special guest with us today, Mr. Damon Bray with Drevryll Capital Management, and we're going to be speaking a little bit more with him in a minute. And of course, your Financial Fun Friday team is being brought to you by ABS Retirement Solutions, where we're always bringing you what's new and what's next in the financial services industry. So welcome, everyone. And of course, Financial Fun Friday, this is a show that we do on the first and third Friday of each and every month. And guess what? We're also broadcasting live simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. So welcome. Hey, Facebook. Now, during this time, what we do is we just pull back the curtains so that you can get an in-depth understanding of not only your federal benefits if you're in the federal government, but we also go over some of the best retirement options, tips, provide you with financial nuggets and strategies, which is what we're going to be doing today. And so, hey, yeah, we're on here right now. If you're on social media, we want you to go ahead and share us out on your feed, on your timeline. Tell everybody, hey, you want to jump on right now. The Financial Fun Friday team is on. And if you would like to join us live here on the broadcast, where when you talk, guess what we do? We talk right back to you. And we're getting ready to do that right now because I want you to check in, a microphone checker, 1, 2, checker, check in and let us know where you're watching us from right now. If you're online live with us, drop it in the chat. If you're on Facebook right now, put in the comments and let us know where you're watching us at. If you are on YouTube and you're watching us later, please drop in the comments and say, hey, you all, I saw you and I was watching from Texas, Galveston, Texas. Little Rock, Arkansas, wherever you're watching us from, Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. Drop it in there. Hawaii. Yes. Hawaii. Yes, drop it in there and let us know. But if you want to join us live here on the broadcast, of course, you can always scan the QR code that's on, take a picture and scan it later to be on here. You can go to bit.ly at Financial Fun Friday. Also, if you're on Facebook, like and follow us at Your AB Solutions. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and start following us. We will follow you back on Instagram, and we are at ABS Retirement Solutions there. And of course, on YouTube, we are at you have to do that @ ABS Retirement Solutions. So Rita, where are they checking in from this morning?
Girl, I've been over here. So they're checking in from Delaware. We do have Washington State. We have Virginia. I do know we have Virginia. We got North Carolina in-house. Let me see what they talking about on Facebook. Well, they being a little quiet. You know, they always like to tell me. I think we got people in hiding for real. I think we got people that's following us that's in hiding. They don't want us to know where they are.
Well, that's okay because yes. I know they come alive once we start diving into this information. So let's just jump right on into it because we have, as I said, a special guest with us today, Mr. Damon Bray. But before we get into bringing our special guest up to the mic, and I'm going to scoot over so he can get more in the picture.
She got him all in the corner.
Yeah, I know, I do. I'm gonna do better the
She-
next time you come back.
She tracks the camera. That's all it is. Look,
We-
letting her shine. I'm letting her shine.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me shine. I appreciate that. But during this series, you all, what we're doing, the whole purpose is just so you can understand your benefits that you have with your employer. And then we also look at your money, your spending habits. What is your money personality? What color is your money personality? You should go back to our YouTube channel and take that quiz. It'll give you a better insight into why you spend the way you do. And then, of course, your Financial Fun Friday team is here to offer you support and solutions that are going to enable you to do what, Rita?
Reach your financial destination.
One solution at a time. So that's what we're here for. And as we go over this information, please remember the information we're sharing, it's going to be general in context. And the reason we do that is because we don't have everyone's particular situation or what your goals are. So we can't tailor it to what your situation is. But as we're going over this information and you say, Darlene, you know what, Rita, team, you're talking about me. Now you're driving down my street. Give us a call at 301-577-6340. And any of the information that we share on here, we will happily customize it for you and your family so you can what? Reach your financial destination, David. One solution at a time. So, and I just went over that. So today, Mr. Brave Boy of Drevryll Capital Management is here with us to discuss the woes of real estate in today's economic climate. Rita, do you want to share a little bit with our audience on who this exceptional person is here live in the studio with us, with me today?
Actually, yes. I met Mr. Bray Boy Downey maybe about 2-3 years ago through his father, who is just a brainiac by himself, but he introduced me to the son, y'all. And I was like, wow, brains running their family, business running their family. And so Damon is really a graduate. Damon, I think, is it James Madison?
James Madison.
James Madison. He is a registered rep. He's a mortgage broker. He's been in the financial field 7-8 years, and he's a young fella doing big things. And he's in the real estate. And we did a workshop last night, y'all, about Social Security and taxes. But we were really thinking all week, like, there's a real issue going on in the country. They said that the average college student, that the average college graduate that has a job at averaging the 60 to 70,000 cannot even afford to almost pay rent, let alone buy a home. And so I was talking to Damon. I wanted him to kind of share because that is his expertise. But it's really, I think it's kind of great, though, in a sense, to be able to come back home and build wealth, right? So there's some things that I see differently than I saw 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. But I think the real issue at hand, y'all, is not that we have a choice to stay home and build wealth. The problem now is that they don't have a choice. They have to stay home because they can't even afford to go out. So I wanted Damon to maybe talk, because he's in the mortgage arena. He understands buying and renting, the timing. Sometimes it's just timing. And because we don't know, this timing today look a little crazy, right? We know it cycles, but this is not such the great cycle. Like, we know the market is up because what? It's election year. It's manipulation. So when it's over, what happens then? Interest rates are high. And so, Damon, let's talk about that. And I have a few more questions for you. But when you think about the difference between buying and renting, what does that look like today? And I know, and as Darlene said earlier, we don't know your particular situation. We don't understand your credit score, how much you got saved, blah, blah, blah. We're just talking about what does it look like overall and what are the experts saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And today is really tough right now. You're right. The real estate market is unpredictable. This is probably one of the most interesting periods in American history, modern American history, when it comes to real estate, because it's the first time we are seeing high interest rates and high home values both at the same time. Usually you get one or the other. Interest rates are high, and home values are low, or home values are high, et cetera. And so it's very easy for us to understand, when is the right time to buy. Currently, they're both high, and it's very difficult. So what do you do? Well, number one, I would say, come and see an advisor. They're sitting right here. They know people. They have a network. They'll find me. If you come to me, I can help you. That's the first thing I tell everyone to do. And if you have children, I know a lot of us that are listening today are on the verge of retirement or thinking about it, bring your children in and we can talk to them as well. But just some general advice. First, number one, I tell people if you're looking to buy, go see a mortgage broker and get your credit checked, have them check your income, go through a pre-qualification just to see if you can actually purchase a home and how much you can purchase. Typically, what they'll do is they're going to give you a monthly payment you can afford. Never worry about the price of the house. You can't really tell what that's going to be because interest rates change. You want your monthly payment. That's all that matters. Whatever you make, can you afford it? I make A, can I afford B? So always get that monthly payment. Now, once you get that monthly payment, you can actually afford. That mortgage broker says, hey, you can afford $2,000. Then what I want you to do is find the area you want to live. Look for places that you can rent, both apartments, maybe it's a townhome or a single family. I'm sure you can find those on Zillow. And then go and check some of the mortgage rates and go on Zillow and you can find a calculator quickly and it'll give you a rate and then the income, the monthly payment that you'll need to purchase a house in your range. Take those two numbers and compare them and see what you get. Now, of course, every place is different. That's the whole point of this. And for example, DC, I can tell you right now, DC is a lot more favorable for renters. It's tough to buy a home in DC. The prices are high. They've historically always been high. Renting is a little easier. I'm not even saying it's there's a big difference. It's negligible, but it's still a little better by the numbers to rent in DC. Where I'm from in Charlotte, it's significantly better to rent. Significantly better. Yes, I know it's kind of crazy. My wife and I, we've had investment properties before. We thought about buying in Charlotte, but we realized actually we save more money by renting because to buy the same home in the area that we live, we pay double. And so we can literally just save per month without having to worry about down payments, closing costs, maintenance on that house, fixing the roof when the water heater goes out. A lot of those things we don't have to worry about, but it's all a choice. And I'll go through a couple other areas. Another one is, let's see, Florida. Florida actually is a great place to actually buy. Now, there are some other factors that are going on in Florida right now that I'm sure you guys have heard. There's a lot of things going on with the climate. I mean, it just is what it is. So property insurance is really tough down there to actually get right now. And it's incredibly expensive. So again, that's why I always tell you, please go see a mortgage advisor, a financial planner, because they'll catch that. There are some people in Florida right now, even though the home prices are reasonable and a lot of retirees are moving down there, they're going down there and find out their property insurance is like $700 a month. They're like, what's going on? Yeah, well, it depends where you live. You know, we got floods, got hurricanes. There's wildlife. There's a lot of different things in Florida right now. Alligators, all types. It's a recent phenomenon in Florida. It wasn't like this 5 years ago, 10 years ago. In the last 2 years, it's been a huge problem. So again, always come and see someone before you go and purchase. We're all right here. Look, you guys are listening, so you already made the first step. Just give us a call and we can take it from there.
Because you are a mortgage broker.
I am a mortgage broker. Absolutely.
And I think it's important too, as he just said, go to figure out what the mortgage is. And when we talk, sometimes we have this, we talk about the wisdom from the wild. And one of the animals that we discuss is the orangutan. And y'all know when he gets to the limb of that branch of the tree, he's testing the weight to make sure that branch can hold him. And so let's say you're renting now and it's $1,800. And I know someone who has a mortgage. She just got it last year. And y'all know with the interest rates, it was only like $350, but the mortgage is $2,800 and some change. So to go from $1,800 to $2,800, that's another $1,000. So the wisdom from the wild tells us maybe 6 months, you put that other $1,000 of what the mortgage would be in a savings account. And if you don't have to go touch that $1,000, it tells you that, oh, maybe I truly can afford this $2,800. And as Damon said, I think it's so important that we understand it's not just the increase in the mortgage. It's you're now the maintenance man. So there's no one you can call to fix this house. You have to call it yourself. And Darlene just had a flashback. I get that, right?
Yeah.
When to be very clear and to understand that. So I just wanted to make sure as we think about what is best for you and maybe your siblings or cousins, and we got to learn how to do things a little different. Maybe you buy a house together as you guys, what's wrong with that? And just help each other. Like we have to now start thinking outside of the box that we were put in and that we have catered our lives to. So just wanted to share that. And then Damon asked you this other question. I have this all the time, like people have money in their homes, right? And they may have gotten their mortgage when the interest rate was 4%, 3%. Some did it during the beginning of the pandemic was 2%. They're sitting on $300,000-$400,000 of equity because, as you said, this is crazy times. Mortgages have gone up. I mean, interest rates have gone up, and the value of the homes to purchase have gone up. So people in a tight place, right, in terms of buying high. But there are some people sitting on because the value of their home has gone up, and they have 200-300 grand of equity, but they have this debt that they want to pay off. But they're so nervous to do a mortgage equity line or refi because the world tells them interest rate, interest rate. Now, help me to understand it better. Interest rate matter, but what matters most, if I can save $1,500 a month on refinances or getting a line of equity so I can reduce my debt, pay it off, and now I got $1,500 in my pocket a month. Tell me why interest rate matter. Now, I know long term it can impact, which is why I say for some people, depending on where you are in your mortgage, if you got 5 years to go, 10 years, maybe a line of credit is better. But maybe if it's not, you just refinanced in 2002, but now you got this debt and you're paying the lowest amount. Some people are paying just what the minimum is. They're going to be paying that debt for 20 years before it gets even paid off. So let's talk about so people cannot, we've been so feared.
Absolutely.
Interest rate is so high. Oh my God. And then we're not moving on. And we got all of this money. It's like we're paying more interest over here so we can keep this low interest here. So are we really saving?
Yeah, no, that is an excellent point. So I can go into that. When we talk about wealth, I think so when it comes to debt, I think we all look at it, financial advisors, we look at it one way, and then our clients may look at it another. They look at it as, we don't want any debt. That's what I hear from my clients. I don't want debt. And I tell them the key to wealth is managing your debt, not having any debt. The richest people in this country manage their debt. They know how to work with debt. They know how to use it to their advantage. That is how you make money in this country. That's how you retire when you want to. That's how we do everything here. And as you're on this podcast, it's all about knowledge. That's what we're here to teach you, how to do things such as that, so you don't find yourself in a situation where you're doing something just because you didn't know. And for an example, like she said, house debt is the cheapest debt you have. Period, point blank simple. Nothing is cheaper than a mortgage. If you can refinance and pay off a credit card, pay off a student loan, the debt's there is pretty low too, but if you can pay off a car, whatever it may be, and refinance it into the equity of your home, I don't care what the interest rates are. Look, a credit card is what, 18, 19, 20%, 27%.
Credit.
Yep.
Higher,
Than that.
like on the Price is Right. Higher, higher, higher.
Card notes right now, if you have good credit or 8, 9, good credit, and bad credit, Lord knows what that could be. I always tell my clients, even in this interest rate environment at 6 to 7, you can refinance and you can take on and assume all of that different debt from all those different areas, and you can save money. Now, I know it's hard to see. And again, that's why I always say, come in. We will map that out for you and show you, give you a projection of what would you be saving if you were able to refinance, get that HELOC, whatever it may be, and what are you saying in terms of pure interest when it comes to your credit card, your student loan, maybe your car loan, etc. And then we can give you that look, that figure that makes sense to you, and you're like, oh, I get it. That's why I need to do that. That's what's going to get me to retirement 1 year early. That's what's going to help me pay off my kids' college. I had 2 years. Now I have 2.5. You know what I mean? That semester counts. You know what I mean? It'll help them in their life if they don't have that. So those are some of the things we talk about. And also in terms of being aggressive with debt. People use the refinance and a HELOC to redo their home renovations. Right now, home prices are so expensive. Well, lean into that. If you can improve your kitchen, if you can improve your bathroom and do those sort of things, right now the multiple homes are crazy. So if you can improve your house by refinancing, In this market, if you have someone who can do it the right way, I say do it. There are also a lot of other investments we can get into that you can do if you have a low interest rate. But right now, we're just showing you the possibilities, and it's always something to look into.
Absolutely.
Got you. And I think that's such a, and I think what's happening too is that we've been really spoiled with these low interest rate. But
Oh, yeah.
most of the people that have had a home for a while, I know when my parents bought their first home in '89, the interest rate was 14 point something percent. Now, of course,
Yes.
the
That's
homes
open.
were
Yeah,
cheaper, but we've become so spoiled with interest rates now, with the taxes. Like if anything go, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. But if we look back at history, it's just that the last 10 to 12 years, we've had some really good times and we become so spoiled that we don't understand that this has just been a moment in time. It's cyclical. So how do you navigate? How do you survive? How do you become wealthy even in the midst of it? And it can't be fear, and you can't watch everything that you see. Interest rates are higher. Okay.
yeah, and that's a good thing. Yeah,
That are higher. People making more money than they ever had before. So things, and I think what's also higher is our waste. So we spend money on things that's not important, and then we get up. It's like
absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about waste, like WASTE.
Well,
Oh,
well, to speak to that, consumer
my
spending is the
waist a little
highest it's
bit
been
bigger
in a
too. So
long
that's
time.
another host.
Yeah.
Darlene,
I thought she was talking about food. I was okay, you calling us all out. Look, where my favorite, where my
excuse them. Excuse them.
no, for
push that to the
What's
side a
going
little
on? What kind of
bit.
show
Calling
is
us out.
this? It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, and we live. Okay.
There it
Okay.
is.
And we make finances what?
Fun.
Friday.
So
Oh,
here's
I'm sorry.
another.
That just
No, that was good. I thought, we
yeah.
need to laugh, right?
No, you all right?
The other question too, Damon, let's talk about, I think one of the things, and I'm not saying this just here, remember Darlene said in the beginning, I want to reiterate that all through this show that we're talking generics because we don't know your particular
Absolutely.
situation. But overall, we hear people all the time, and it's something that people always want. They want to pay off their mortgage with their qualified funds, not with savings in the bank that just sitting there not earning any money, or now they may be getting 3, 4, 5%, right? If it's in a high yield, but for years, people got 200 grand in the bank or whatever that is in the bank, and they want to pay their mortgage off with their qualified money, not understanding the multiple issues that come with that, especially depending on their age. So let's talk about, and like I told you last year at the conference, I might had $170,000 mortgage they wanted to pay off, and they wanted to use their TSP to pay that off. Let's talk about people understanding what could be some other options. And I know, we want to go into retirement. We don't want any debt. Well, you're gonna pay somebody because if you have all this income and no debt, Uncle Sam is just gonna get it. You're still gonna have to pay somebody for all that money you're receiving. So I think it's coming to find out what's the best avenue and what do you lose sometimes. People just think I'm just paying off my mortgage. They don't understand the other the implications from it. And based on their age, what does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So this comes up all the time. Dr. Bailey, Darlene, I know you guys see this with all of your clients. I deal with this a lot as well. Probably in the last 5 or 6 years I've been in my business, I don't think I've ever told anyone to pay off their mortgage with liquid funds. In this world, it's about liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. If you have cash in your account, there's something else better to do than to pay off your house that just sits there. It's going to appreciate no matter what, whether you pay off that mortgage or not. That appreciation is going to be there and it's going to continue to move forward. So from an investment perspective, putting your money in a house, you've just literally, it's dead now. It doesn't move. You have taken liquid funds that you could use for something else or even for just, again, safety. What would you rather do? Pay off, let's say you have a $300,000 house and it's got a $150,000 mortgage on it. You got $200,000 in the account. You say, hey, I'm going to pay it off. Now the house is clean and clear. Don't have to worry about it. I don't have a mortgage payment. What happens if a life event comes up, medical event, and your insurance doesn't cover it? Maybe you have a grandchild who wants to go to school and you want to help. Now you don't have those liquid funds. And what are you looking to do immediately? Go out and get a loan. Well, you just had a loan and it was on your house. that's what you had. And that's why we always tell people, when you have that cheap debt available to you, don't give up all your liquid funds. Don't go put it into your house where it's just going to sit there. Leave it open for emergencies. Leave it open to put it into a fixed income vehicle. You have bonds, you have annuities. We can place it into the market. There are alternative investments. Buy another investment property where you have another property appreciating. This is about playing it smart. And sometimes it's tough to see with our eyes, because who doesn't want to not pay a mortgage? I mean, I totally get it. But again, when we're talking about financial freedom, it's tough. Dr. Bailey said something great yesterday when she was at her workshop. Look, I mean, Dr. Bailey, when she's at her workshops, man, she's rolling, and it's tough to keep up. But at the end of the day, that's life. That is finances. It is tough. And that's why we're here to help you. It's hard to see it. It may be complex. But again, that's what we're here for, to show you, put it on paper. I'm only here to show you the numbers. That's it. If it doesn't make sense on paper, if it makes sense to pay off your house, we will. I just haven't met anyone where I've told them to use liquid funds to pay off their house. Now, what we usually do is say, move to a smaller home. It's really simple. You just take the equity that you already have in your house, move to a smaller home, usually in a different state. A lot of people go back to where they grew up. A lot of people from this area come back to Charlotte, North Carolina, or somewhere else in North Carolina. Get your house, use your equity, boom, no love lost. You're good to go. You still have your cash. You're in probably a small home. You don't need much else. And boom, now you're rolling. And you can do what you need to do with that cash to keep your retirement moving forward in the way you want it to. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah, and I think it's so important to understand. Remember, you guys, equity is just a number on a piece of paper. It's not real money. It's just, it only becomes real when you sell the house or refinance. I had a guy who had a house worth $1 million, but he was not working, could not find a job. House needed repairs. He's sitting on a paid off home for $1 million, but you know what? He could get nothing out, because technically, y'all, that's not your money. It's only your money if you can qualify for it, or if you sell it. So if you got a equity and you got bad credit, you can't even get what's your money. So is it really our money, or is it just a number on a piece of paper? Now, I like my number on my piece of paper. It helps our net, worth, right? But in terms of money, unless you can qualify for it, unless you sell it. So if you got money you could use, how about take the money you was going to pay off the house, put it into a vehicle and fix an index or media, something, and let it pay the mortgage. At least you have both the money still sitting as it grows and as you pay, and then you also have the home. Find other ways. I'm not saying maybe you only owe 20 grand, and maybe for you it's worth it. But when you're talking about larger numbers, just as he said, get the number so you can make that decision. And that's, we have probably so much more to talk about, but I know for Darlene, she over there, she our time clock. She knows she done said we taking up too much time.
I did not say that, because this is some great information. And thank you so much, Damon, of Drevryll Capital Management, for joining ABS Retirement Solutions and your Financial Fun Friday team to go over this very, very important topic. Because Rita, like you brought up earlier, and also Damon, like you brought up as well, we get hung up on the interest rate. Oh, what are we going to do? This interest rate, and everything else goes out the window. So I'm glad we had this discussion this morning. So maybe now people will have take a fresh approach, look at this topic with new eyes and with the new mindset, and then reach on out to your Financial Fun Friday team so we can help you connect if you need a mortgage with Drevryll Capital Management, because that's what we're here for. And remember, Mr. Alan Lincoln, I love this saying, right? Rita, planning is bringing the future into the present. So we're already, trying to look at what's going on down the road, what's happening right now, what's going on down the road. We right here today, what can we put in place today that's going to help us down the road? Because we're trying to do something about the future in the present and do something about it right now. So you can reach out to your Financial Fun Friday team. Contact us today so we can help map out a strategy to help put all of the pieces together. And if that includes a mortgage, then you are in the right place, because we have our partner here with Drevryll Capital and Drevryll Capital Mortgage company. So
Love the plug.
here we have it, your Financial Fun Friday team, because guess what? We are your community resource partners. So we just want to thank you all for joining us today for another Financial Fun
On
Friday.
Friday.
Yes, it is. So
Thank you, Bev. You're so welcome. We love sharing good information. We have another mortgage guy that's going to be coming on soon. His name is Mr. Michael Malone. And we just wanted to bring you guys good information so you can make wise decisions. Before we end, I know we're a little bit over. Also, think about if you have a mortgage, one simple thing that can help you pay it down sooner, maybe pay it twice a month. That has been a known strategy to pay your month twice, and you can pay down the principal quicker. So think of other ways to be able to keep your cash flow, but still achieve the goals that you want. And so if you need help with that, as we've been saying all along, just reach out to the number that you see online, 301-577-6340 for our office. Or of course, you can reach us at FFF@yourabsolutionsinc.com. We're here to truly help you make some really good decisions so you can make your retirement a reality.
absolutely, the reality that you want it to be, and not wake up to a nightmare when you walk out the door.
Yeah,
Because you're
that's
gonna wake up to
good.
something.
Absolutely.
So let's make it a good time, everybody.
Yes.
Oh, Rita, we forgot to share. Please contact us, reach out to our office, or go to our website. We are having another workshop virtually online next Tuesday on June the 25th on Social Security and taxes. I'll share it out. We're going to put it on Facebook, and check your emails. I'll also share this out to everyone who is registered for Financial Fun Friday, so that you can join us online for another good time. Yes, absolutely. So we appreciate you joining us. Thank you,
Yeah, of course.
David.
It was a pleasure.
you.
You got
Thank
fun.
Being here with us for
Yes.
Financial Fun Friday. And we will look forward to seeing all of you again on July the 5th. That is going to be 3 days after my birthday on July the 2nd. So I know that date, Rita. So July the 5th, that will be our first broadcast in July. And when you come, bring one. No, bring 3, and then share us on your all of your socials. Remember to follow us on Instagram, because when you follow us, we will follow you back. We are at ABS Retirement Solutions on Instagram, on YouTube at ABS Retirement Solutions, and on Facebook, Your AB Solutions. Thank you, everyone. Stay cool, stay hydrated. It's hot out.
Yes.
Everyone have
Stay
a
inside.
great weekend, and we'll see you back here on July the 5th.
And thanks to all of our Facebook watchers, and everybody have a wonderful weekend.
And reach out to us if you didn't get our number. It's 301-577-6340. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.